This conference will now be recorded.
Hello. Hi guys, we start now?
Yes, Mujahid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can start.
Okay. Right. So last time what happened when we start, we saw something which is important. Suppose there is one variable a, and that variable contain a list of data. So this is a type of list, right? So one thing and one another thing, the same thing we can do with a b, and that can be a tuple. But what is different between both? So this will we already saw type B is basically a tuple, one thing, and here it is type A is basically a list. In that list, we can store, modify, we can perform any operation with the list. Whereas in tuples, we usually use for reading purpose. We write once and we read multiple times. This is the difference between both. But same thing comes under concept called set. So basically, what is set? Set is basically a set of numbers which will hold data, and you can display that numbers using print method or others. Now, what is different between this two tuples and list and set? So basically, set is an order form wherever you specify any value. Suppose if I specify here any value like 3 comma 2, so it will automatically order it. One good benefit, so it will automatically sort that part, one thing. And another thing is what we can modify this set, and we can store the data. Suppose I'm trying to store some data, so 1 2 3 I have in my x, so I'll try with b, and I'll try to store some values, or y is equal to some value. Suppose it can be a 3 4 5, like that. So what happened? So x contain 1 2 3, y contain 3 4 5. So both contain 3. So what I do, I'll try with z equal to x dot intersection y. So when I try to display this z, I'll get only 3. Why? Because 3 is a value which contain both elements, this and this collection object and this object both contain this value. So intersection will return the who is common into objects. So if you see here, this is x and y, both intersect if you perform, so it will give you a common object. So with the help of this thing, we can find out the common object, common elements into objects. Okay, this is the main thing. Last time what I tried to do, this I'll try to share with you, but unfortunately not because of system hang, so that's why I'm trying to explain you now again. So intersection is a feature of set which will help us to find out the common between two objects, common elements. So this is the main thing. Same thing we can perform with another object, like same object we have, and instead of writing intersection, I'll try with difference. So I can go with difference, z equal to x dot different and then y. So what are the differences we have? We'll get that part from x to y. So 1 and 2 is the difference between x and y. So that one we will get. Same thing if you want, I want 4 and 5, instead of writing x 1 and 2, I'll write, instead of writing y, we will write x here. So z contain 4 and 5. So this is the main thing with intersection and differences. So these are the operations of set. So when I try with suppose another operation, like another operation I have x dot union bracket y. So what I will get, all combination. So this is sometime we require a combination, a combined a set of two objects. So that time we require. So same thing we can do with set operations. So there are some other operations also possible with set. Suppose example, if I try with a equal to some value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5. Okay. Now another b contains same, but it start with 4, comma 5, comma 6, comma 7, comma 8. So now these two objects we can do a and b. So this is the output. If we perform a and b, 0, because it is not available in other side, so it will become 0. Here both side this is available, this is available, so it's like intersection. See here 4 and 5, so we'll get 4 and 5 directly. So using symbols also it is possible. Even suppose if you want to perform instead of writing and, we will use or also. So what is the purpose of or? It will combine both value like union. It's like a union. So this is also possible with our intersection. So with the help of these operators, we can perform some operations on it, and also we can do like this also, like m ampersand b. So it will give us result in 4 and 5 in a. So this is also possible with intersection and set operations. So this is what we said. This is called intersection shorthand intersection assignment, because this operator is called shorthand assignment. This operator is called shorthand assignment. Example: a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and if I try with c, or a plus equal to 20. So what in by this? What is the value of a? Guys, help me. What is the value of a now?
30.
30.
Yes, 30. Why? Because it is interact with some variable like this. It is equal to this thing, remember. So while writing short multiple times a variable, we will write in shortcut same value I want to perform. So here also same thing. If we perform like this, that means we are writing the, how we are writing, can you help me? Yes, instead of writing this, how we can write in full form? It is shortcut, right? So how we can write in full form?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
use intersection.
Yes, a equal to a dot intersection. This is one method, right? And if I want to use this symbol ampersand, then how I'll write? Instead of writing this, I'll write this. Both are equal now. Remember, here this selected value and last line both are equal. Why? Because it will give you same thing. This is called shorthand assignment. This concept is called shorthand assignment, because in that shorthand assignment we can specify any operator with equal to. That means we don't want to repeat left hand side value again and again, like here I'm repeating. So instead of writing this whole bunch of line code, I'll write only in shortcut. So this is called shorthand assignment value. Okay, any doubt, any question? Hello, any question, guys?
No.
Okay, so let's add with some values, and which is important. And now we will see some basic concepts of some operators we will see here. Instead of writing this whole thing, I'll go with some example, real-time example, which I have. So let me share you that part. So basically what happened in one scenario, some operations we can take from library. So we will write from sets and import and then set. So what do you mean by this thing? It means I'm trying to get this set. this sets contain from this set. This is my main library. Main, you can say this is my package name, and from that package this is called module. Sets plural is basically module name, and singular this one set set is basically a package name. So sets is basically a module name, you can say, whereas in this one set is basically what, it is a package name. Now
So,
this,
so can we say that as set is a class and sets are objects or something?
yeah, yes, we can say like that also, is also possible. So because I have doubt maybe other guys know about object or not, so that's why I say like that. So that's correct what you said, because same thing if you say function and method and procedure all are same wording. So here also same thing, class and objects, and in that objects we have some functions. In that language, if I say, if we have some function like set is a function, and other functions we have. So what we will do, we import, we utilize this library, and after that now based on this library we will try to go with engineers. I'll go with real-time example engineers we have, and I'll specify some value here, set of some engineer values, like I write here John. Okay, some value I can specify, and Jane, and suppose Jagdish. Okay, so these values I specified here, these are the engineers. Now I'll write here programmers, and then I'll specify values, like some values I'll specify because I need to specify in set, so that's why I'll specify with set. And then in that I have multiple values, so I'll specify with this list, remember. So list here I have suppose Ashok, because it is in single quotation, it should be in single quotation, remember, and then only it is possible. And then suppose tell you single quotation. So with these values what I will do, oh sorry, some brackets, extra bracket, this one is extra bracket, no, it's correct. So I have two objects. Now another objects I'll check managers, and then some values, and suppose here I'll specify my managers m1, not writing complete data, m2, like that. Okay, that's it. So I have managers, programmers, and engineers, three values. Now I'll do employees. Employees is equal to engineers, where this one, this engineer, or programmers, or managers. This thing, these values I'll specify. So employees contain all, remember, all are employees, whether it is engineer or programmers or managers, all contain employees. So Chaitanya, John, M2, Jane, M1, Ashok, and Jagadish, all are employees, right? So we can perform with this type of operation with the help of this OR operator. So we can join. So we understand when we use this set operations. Remember, we use this set operations when we require to perform some collection object operations. Like here I'm performing some operations, right? So here with the help of these collections I can join, I can perform any set of operations here. Like with engineers I can do like this. Engineers with management, I'll write management, mgt. Suppose I'll write like this. So what do you mean by this thing, is equal to engineers, this engineer, plus and managers. Where is manager? These are the managers. Now tell me what would be the output. Intersect.
Inter
Yes.
it will give both names,
Yes.
engineers and managers.
In our case, what happened? Engineers only we have, these are the engineers, right? And in managers we have only these managers. So suppose, sorry, engineers manager and engineers and managers. If I write like this, so I'll get both, but problem is what, I don't have both is common. Engineers are not a managers here in this my case, because M1 M2 is the managers. So here we have only these are the engineers, and M1 and M2 are both, all are not common. Anything is not common in that both collection. So what I will do, I will write, instead of writing this managers, I will write is equal to some value. Again I will try to specify here comma and some another value. So I'll make you as a manager as well. So now if I perform same operation here again, then what happened?
Jagdish.
Right. Why Jagdish? Because both are in same collection. This manager's collection also Jagdish available, and it is all, he is also engineer. So both side Jagdish is coming. So that's why intersection will give you that output. This is the main thing we need to remember. And even though we can perform some another operations also with this, and we will see these operations later one by one after going with looping concept and other, because I have other examples as well to explain you about this. If you have any doubt in this, you can ask me. Whatever we learn, just I'll revise it first, then you can ask me anything. So first of all, what we learn, like list and tuples, there is another concept called set. And in that set, what we can do, we can perform same operation, but there is another operations also we have, like intersection, union, difference, and other stuff, right? So we have this thing, and we also have concept called symbol based. We cannot, if you don't want to use this intersection complete word, we can perform symbol based concept also. Like here we have union, and this is also union, right? So we can perform these operations directly without writing a function name, calling that function. And another thing is what we have, shorthand assignment. This is called shorthand assignment. We can do with shorthand assignment with anything. We can do all set operations with a shorthand assignment, or we can do set arithmetic operation with shorthand assignment. Example like this, we have example another, like a equal to a plus b. So here plus is my arithmetic operator, right? So we can do with a plus equal to b directly. So this is also shorthand assignment. So this is called shorthand assignment operator. This is one thing I need to share with you. And with the help of this, we can perform any operations on it. And we will see same thing with some tokens about the statements. And I'll show you that statement also, which will help us to run the programs and taking the inputs. Somebody they asked me about inputs, how we will take the inputs. So basic input format is this, what we will do in end user side. If we want to take these values, whatever we are specifying, suppose A is 70, B is 20. So if instead of writing these values, what I will do, I will take this value from end user. How we can get this value? So let's start about this statements. There is one thing called variable. Here I'll write name equal to, and one method is called input. This input method, remember, this input method will help us to get the input from end user. Enter your name. So sometimes we will need to take the value from end user. enter your name. Like this, I'll specify, and here I'll write like. So when you execute this statement, remember it will goes to std input, stdin, input devices. Std means standard input device, that means keyboard. It will hold a second for that to accept the value. Whenever I write some value, suppose I'll write abc here, so it will store in this variable abc name. So here it will give you definitely error, because there is something we need to remember. When we specify the value, we need to write in double quotation abc. So then only it will understand, okay, you are writing value in that variable, and this variable contain string. So you need to specify like this. So that one also we need to remember with input. What is
So
input?
for any input we should give only for characters, or even for numbers also should we give double quotation?
Basically, for any we need to specify with a double quotation. We usually use. Later we can convert it. I'll show you how we can convert. But we remember, when we want to accept a value from end user, we need to specify with double quotation, single
Okay.
quotation or double.
Okay.
And
For
normal,
example,
if it is a string only, then we need to enter that double quotes, right? I mean, if it is an integer or float or something, we can enter directly like that, right?
Haha. For that we have another solution. I'll go with that also solution. So basic input. This is called basic input. There are two types of input: raw input and basic input. This is called basic input. It will use only a string. It will accept only a string. Later you can convert it. Suppose instead of writing this, I'll write enter your age, and here I'll use age variable a. Okay, now I need to specify in 12 or something like that, and then later if I try to get this value, it is in what is type here. It should be string, remember. Now later you can convert into b or same variable whatever you require, and integer, and then a. So what will be the type of b here? Integer. So this is your pure integer. Later you can convert it. So this is the method we usually use for input. In console programming, there are, remember, application, there are different types of applications. One is basically a DOS based application, console based application, you can say script based application. One is Windows based application, having user interface, button, text box, and others. And third is web based application, and fourth is mobile based application. So to use, if you are writing a code for DOS based application or terminal or console based application, you need to use this method input. Where others like input with Windows is different, input with web is different, input with mobile is different. It is only for console, for first method. Okay, so this is one thing we need to remember. And here we always accept as a string. Here always we accept as an X string, and with the help of this string we can perform any operation on it, like we can use or we can convert this into integer and whatever format we required. Suppose I need that format is in a float, so I'll use here like this. So what would be the C is float type. Type is C is float. So you can convert it later. First of all, you need to accept in a string, and you need to specify these symbols. Why? Because you are using raw input. Oh, basic input. There is another concept called raw input, and that will help you to write a same thing with some directly without specifying this double quotation. Without specifying this double quotation, you can directly specify the name. Example, it is like an eval. Remember, it is like an eval, and which will help us like writing same thing. Suppose name, and right here raw underscore input. This is advanced input method, and here I'll write enter your name, suppose, and bracket close, and enter. So here I need to write like this, Jahed. So it will store in this variable, Mujahid will store directly. So what is raw input? In interview, they will ask you this type of question. We never use usually. We use only input, but sometimes we require raw input because we don't want to take care about these values, double quotation and single quotation. But if they ask you how many types of values you can accept in console-based application, so you need to tell there are two things. One is input, which will only accept a string. Here it is accepting a string, and we need to specify here double quotations. Whereas in another raw input, we no need to specify a double quotation and single quotation. So here it will automatically find out what is the type of this object str. Now if I'm writing same thing with this object, so we can get the value here. See here string, I'm getting a string. So instead of writing this now another example I'll check. Enter your age. Now here it is if I write 12, it will store in 12 string format. We no need to specify even we no need to specify the conversion type. So if you have sure I'll write like this age, and then I'm sure I'm sure he will only insert in integer, so I need to write like this. Remember, when I have sure on that inputs, he only use integer values, so I can convert that integer into int. So while accepting the data, you can convert the data and you'll get the directly age as an integer. Let me try with this example 12, and then if I say type of age, so what would be the output? int. So this is the difference. So I have sure he will only insert integer, so we use int conversion method. This is called type conversion method. Okay. Now, if somebody says what is inside input method, if somebody says what is inside input method, so it is like eval. What in by eval? I'll show you. Same thing. I'll write eval equal to eval bracket and then raw input. What in by this thing? Same as input, normal input. Enter your name. You can specify space or not, it's up to you, but whatever you specify here, same thing will come that side. So remember, here we specify a space, so here space is coming, space, then space is coming automatically. So right now I'm not specifying any space, I'll directly specify the value, and now it will directly touch to that cursor on colon side. Now, what in by this thing? You need to specify eval is basically is equal to your normal input, basic input. This will become your basic input. This both will combination become basic input. What in by this thing? If I write like this, it will give me same error. What we got before is not defined. Mujahid is not defined. So when you write this thing, go ahead. Second.
No, I thought like you did not close the brace sign. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I closed it. Otherwise, it should give me error before writing the code, before executing this line. So let me try with another example, ABC or any value, and then enter. So now I'll get the data direct. So when you specify eval, what is the meaning of eval? It will become normal. So sometime then interview will also ask what is equal to how we can make with raw input, basic input. How we can make raw input as a basic input. So using eval, we can do this thing same. Lastly, my one of my student got the one interview question. They asked this type of question, so that's why I share with you, because they ask this type of question also sometimes. So eval is a method which help us to find out the data. Okay. Any question? Any doubt here, guys? Hmm?
No.
So these are the inputs type. Now come to the point called output. Same what we use output for output, we use print method, right? For print method we can perform some operations. So same thing what we have in print, and just revise with that print. These are called input output statements. These are the statement types whatever I shown you. Statement types, how many statement types we have in Python? We have one statement type called IO statement, another statement called conditional statement, and another statement called looping statement. These three statement types we have in Python. So let me we are going with this example IO. In that we have two statements. What are they? Input side we have two things, raw input and not basic input, and output side we have only one thing called print. Okay, later we will go with this conditional and looping. So let me try with this print, simple print. How we can do print directly? We can write like this, ABC, and we'll get directly ABC. Or else you can use bracket, or we cannot use, we can skip that brackets as well. So this is only possible in 2.7. 2.7 is possible with open close bracket. If you can skip, you can skip it with this. In 3.7 you need to specify these brackets compulsory. Remember, this is the one different. Now another thing what we can do with this brackets and other stuff, we can write, instead of writing single quotation, we can specify a double quotation. Obviously it's correct. Now another thing, we can perform multiple bracket double quotation like this, XYZ, and triple quotation, close bracket, close. That's it. So this is also possible. In this, in between ABC and XYZ, you can write n number of code, how much you want, and later you can specify. Now another thing is what we can do with print statement. We can perform some operations, like here you can write 2 plus 3 plus 4 5 plus 7 multiplied by 8, something like that. You can do expression. This is called expression. I'm performing some expression here, and this expression can be written in print directly. And another thing is what, we can write this expression with some string as well, like here double quotation, comma, result is, and some value, whatever I'll get the value. So result is 66. Sometimes we require this type of equation. So remember, with string we can write expression as well. This one I need to share with you. Even we can perform some relational operator here, like here I can perform like this. Whatever the result is coming, it should be greater, equal to 66. If I write like this, it says me result is true. So that means equal to operator, where is it comes from? It comes from relational operator, right? In relational operator we have this type of operator, and this equal to says either true or false. So you can do this with print statement as well. So this is the main benefit with print. And we have concept called we can perform some operations on that print statement as well. Like here I'll write some variable. We can use variable here. Example, A is this, B is this. Now I can write print double quotation, value of A is whatever the value of A. Now value of B is, and whatever the value of B. So this is also possible. Why? Because you can combine multiple values, multiple strings. So here is my one part, basically it is a string, and here is my another variable value. So I'm trying to display, combine with all things together. So this is also possible with print statement. So any doubt, any question with the print statement, guys? Because it is very basic, and if you have any doubt you can ask and you can continue. Okay,
So this
any
print
questions?
this print functionality is available in every Python version, 2.6, 7, 3, everywhere, in every version.
every version print is available. Only different is that if you are using latest one, you need to specify these brackets
Okay.
compulsorily to specify this.
Okay.
Everywhere Python, even if it is Python 1, it is available, but you need to specify the brackets. Bracket is important. Now another example I will take. Suppose here I have name is ABC. What I'll do, I'll write print, and here I want to display, or else I'll write welcome and then exclamatory, and then I'll say percentage your name, like this I'll write. So I can specify percent symbol and then name. So what in by this thing? Percent symbol, it will return, it will concatenate this string with this number, but instead of writing percent, if you write a specified percent, then it will take this value, right hand side value, and it will try to find out where is percent s symbol, where is percent s here. So it will replace this name value with this percent symbol. So here you'll get ABC directly. So this is the main thing we need to remember. We always having this type of questions we are getting. So suppose if we have multiple values, consider I'm writing multiple times. Here also I'm writing percentage, and also here I'm writing percentage. So I write 3 times, right? So I need to specify 3 times values, comma, name, comma, some value also. So when I display this value, I'll get same thing. ABC because of percentage, S, ABC because of this percentage, and XYZ because of this percentage. Why? Because same thing, whatever I specify here, I'll get the value here, same. So it will pick in particular order only, left to right. It will pick the data from left to right, remember. Any question, any doubt?
No, I'm good.
Even you can sometime what happen, S1 I'll write some value, welcome, and S2 by. So these two values I can join with print S1 plus S2, sorry, S2. So I'll get the data. This is also possible with percent symbol print method. Now there is another thing like reporting side. If you want to design reporting, if we get the result and we find out the result, so we can use some reporting symbols also. Like here I'll try with, suppose formatter equal to some value. I'll specify my values in percent R symbol, percent R for reserve, percent R 3, not more, 3 only, percent R. Now what I will do, I'll write print and then bracket and then formatter, my formatter, whatever I have formatter, and then percent symbol and the values, whatever I have value. I have 1, comma 2, comma 3. So I'll get same data. Remember how we specify here, same data we will get. So this time we require, suppose I'll change my formatter with this symbol, consider, oh sorry, and now again I'll start, so it'll give me output in particular format. So whatever I specify in formatter, same output I'll get, remember. And how many specify you format specifier, this is called format specifier reserve. So that much of data is you should specify here. You cannot go with more than 3 or less than 3. You should be, your argument should be equal to 3. not less than, not equal, not greater than. Only it should be equal. So here and the data %r, 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 it will replace with these three arguments. So formatter will help us to get the data and display according to your choice. So we will write one-time formatter. Remember, in industry, we'll write one-time formatter, and we usually use that formatter again and again. Instead of writing 1, 2, 3, we will specify some variable value like a, comma b, comma c. That's it. Like that we can specify. So this is the benefit of formatter. So we can do with this formatter. These values also is possible with formatter. And another concept is called we have some advanced functions also we have available. It can also available, which is only possible with Python 3, which is not available here in Python 2.7. So let me try with this example. I'll open my Python 3. So how we can understand? We can understand with this symbol 3.7.73. So I'll write here print. Remember, if I write here like this, so what would be the output here? It is 3.7 version.
So bracket is mandatory here.
Yes, yes. So now it will give me an error. Why? Missing parenthesis in call to print. Do you mean open close bracket welcome? Yes. Okay. Yes, I want like that. So I need to write like this one. So this is only possible in Python 3.7, but in 2.7 both is possible. And here if I specify like this values, like only some features of Python 3 is available. There are, suppose I'll write like this and then bracket open close and then possibilities, some values. Now this is, it will give me directly output, but what I need to specify value here. I can specify like this, and here I can write anything triple. So I'll get same value. But what happened? I want to remove this separator with this symbol SEP equal to double quotation separator. So whatever the remaining value, see here we have some space available. See here we have spaces. Even we not specify any space here. After less than and before greater than, we got some spaces. If you want to fulfill that spaces, so you can use this separate space part, so which will help us to fill this space with particular symbol. If we not specify any space, so we don't get any space here without a space. So this feature is available only 3.7. Remember. Got an idea or any question here, guys? Any question? Jagdish?
No,
Chaitanya?
I'm fine.
I'm good.
So this is also possible with the Python 3.7 only. If you write same thing, whatever you specify here, it will give you an error in 2.7. Let me try with this example here. So it will give you, what is this mean? I don't know about this. So why? Because the definition, whatever we specify in this separator, is not available in 2.7. So it says it's not for, I don't know about this. So what we saw today, we saw some basic features like set operations. We saw set operations, and shorthand assignment operator, shorthand assignment operator, and then what we see, some input methods, and there are two inputs: basic, which is normal input, and raw input, and eval method, right? And then we move to print. With the help of print, we can go with %s, symbol, and %s symbol, and formatter. These all things we saw, right? So from tomorrow onwards, we will see how we can use this all thing, and instead of writing in this terminal, we'll go with some software like PyCharm or Jupyter. Like that, we'll take example, and tomorrow onwards we will see on that practical on that softwares only, because till here console is good. After this we require some special softwares, and that softwares we will see from tomorrow onwards. Okay, any question, any doubts, guys?
No.
Ashok, Chaitanya?
No, good.
Okay, okay. So we'll see tomorrow sharp 8 a.m. IST. Any doubt or any time we need to change?
Uh, only thing is if I say 10 o'clock, if everyone is agree, we'll start 10 early, half an hour early.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, before, oh, because I'm going with freelancing jobs basically, so that's why a
Oh,
little bit. Otherwise, no problem for me. I'll let you know